All right, welcome back to another episode of R&R with RTZ. My name is Rahib T. Zaman. The T stands for Tranquility.
Hey.
On today's episode...
Arriba.
Yeah, she's out of this episode because we got a full house, but she's in the back supporting. But on today's episode, we have two local artists, Blake G and Trankquility, and we're going to talk about the music scene here and their upcoming singles and all the music stuff. And, of course, we got Shayan, their manager. Let's get it. All right. So, guys, let's introduce ourselves. Travis?
Trankquility, Trank Quility. Wait, like what more do I say?
Yeah, just anything, you know.
Oh, I sing and stuff.
Yeah, you give me your horoscope or what? No, bird sign, whatever you want.
Oh, I'm an Aries. I don't know how much.
Hey yo.
Gross.
So am I.
You said gross.
Nah, it's Aries season, baby. Every day, every month. There we go.
I don't follow horoscopes like that.
Gross.
How dare you?
I just like to see people's reactions.
Blake, how about you?
I am Blake G. I am from Centerville, and I rap, produce, and yeah, I do stuff.
But like, what? When were you born?
I'm a
Tell
Gemini.
me the real stuff.
I'm
Are
a
you a
Gemini.
Gemini?
Yeah.
I heard stuff about you on Twitter. It's nasty.
And that's true. I mean, that's got to be true if it's
Absolutely.
on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Shayan?
My name is Shayan Raisian. If you want to find me online, I go by Oogie Baloo. I'm an audio engineer and manager. I help mainly help Blake with most of his stuff, but I'm helping Travis out with some of his projects as well.
Gang.
And yeah, I have been in the industry for a good while now, and I'm just enjoy doing different things in the industry.
Awesome.
And I'm a Leo.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the only thing I care about.
Complete that. All right. First of all, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, man.
Yeah. So let me get some background on you guys. How'd you guys get into music and start rapping and singing and producing all that stuff?
I've always been singing.
Okay.
Just as far as I can remember. Like in church, the second my mom found out I had her voice, I was doing stuff at church. And then I would just sing around the house to the point where my brother just told me to shut up 24/7. It's just constant.
So you didn't come from like a musical family or anything?
My parents in the choir, but nothing professional.
Okay.
Some of my family in New York, but I just always sang. I just like to sing.
Dope.
Everything.
That's dope.
How I started, like, actually doing it professionally, break up. It was a really
How fitting.
It was a really
Tragedy.
trash. It was a real trash situation. Basically, there's a girl named Nirvana, but her name was spelled incorrectly, right? Because
Okay.
Nirvana is E, right?
Right.
Word. But she had a.
No.
Is it
it's
I?
It's I.
All right. She had IE, regardless. It was already wrong, right? So basically, it was like a whole litany of stuff happened. It was real toxic. And then by the end of it, I was like writing like public poetry.
Oh.
I remember writing this one thing, and basically, from what I understand, I think she ended up with like this dude named Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they had a baby.
Oh.
So I was like, Christian, Nirvana spelled incorrectly. And I basically called their child the Antichrist.
Oh, goddamn.
It was wordplay, but it was wordplay. And then, yeah, she like blocked me on everything after that, which was understandable. That was like my first relationship, my first breakup. And then I was like, that felt really good. I was like, being able to write like that, it felt really good. And like, I was like, I could do this all the time.
Wow.
And I already sang, so I was like,
I guess shout out to Nirvana, Antichrist baby.
So your come up was off a diss track, is what you're saying.
kind of, yeah. It was weird.
Wow.
Oh, and like Frank Ocean. I think I heard Frank Ocean. I realized that you didn't have to be like a super like lovey, traditional
Kind of like pop singer.
Yeah. You didn't have to do all that. Like Frank Ocean, he wrote like crack rock, and I was like, okay, you can talk about anything. Most singing that I heard growing up, not that I don't love it, but it was like all lovey-dovey or heartbroken or crying in the rain type stuff.
Right.
And I was like, if I wanted to write, I wanted to do something just like it was going to be interesting. So
Yeah, that's dope. That's cool. Blake, how about you? How'd you get started in all this?
I've always kind of been around music. My mom used to like sing and play piano in the house. She put me in piano lessons when I was in like 3rd grade, and I wish I had retained any of that because it would make what I do now probably a lot easier. But mostly self-taught. I picked up guitar in like middle school, was into like heavy metal, Metallica, thrash metal, death metal, like heavy stuff, like technical, weird stuff.
I can see why you went to rapping.
Oh yeah, no. Little known fact, yeah. And I was always a fan of hip hop, but I never pictured myself really making it. I think I made one song kind of like as a joke, like in high school with like, you know, like the headset you used to have with like the little mouthpiece for like doing like school assignments and stuff. I had that, and I like made a little beat in Fruity Loops, and then like I was like kind of like whisper rapping on my family PC, like when no one was awake, like just like these like conscious rap bars about like saving like the youth and stuff. I don't even know what I was talking about. So
you were trying to be a youth pastor, a modern youth pastor.
Conscious rap bars about saving the youth.
Yeah, I don't know what I was on. It was super trash.
Yeah, ours was completely different, wasn't it?
And then, so yeah, it was really just a background of like guitar and stuff. And then I started rapping. I always liked like writing poetry, essays, whatever. I was definitely more of like a words person than numbers. But I was at a party, like getting out of high school, first year of college down in like JMU, I'm pretty sure, with like some people from high school and stuff. And like I get separated from my friends, like I'm super turned up, I'm like stumbling around this party, and like I find I get to this back balcony, and there's just like on this little balcony just a rap cipher going on, like a deep like battle. Like my homie is just battling this other guy that like I'd never seen before, and they were going at it, and like somehow it got past to me, and I just like hopped in, and like I had like 1 or 2 bars. Everyone was like, oh yeah, and I was like, that feels pretty cool. Like that's kind of fun. I was able to kind of embrace, you know, just that creativity, that writing, that wordplay, and just put it into like the off the dome stuff. So that just sent me on a whole spiral that took us to like OTD and where we're at today. And
that's
like
cool. Yeah,
getting
very wholesome compared to the last story.
My name is my name for a reason.
I'm glad now you found tranquility, you know?
No, it's a place that I want to get to. It's
the journey. Yeah. The journey. That's cool. That's cool. Shayan, how about you?
So I wasn't really introduced to music by my parents, other than having, you know, a speaker system in the house. And my dad would let me tinker with it all the time. And, you know, he wasn't OCD about it or anything. So, you know, I was boosting the mids or, you know, boosting the bass and messing with that all the time. And I kind of learned to appreciate music on my own because my parents just never really showed me music. So one of my friends bought me a System of a Down CD when I was 12 because I saw them play on SNL. And I was like, who is this? And I talked to him about it the other day. He's like, oh, you don't know System of a Down? I'll buy you a CD. So then I started getting into music from there. And
so you and Blake kind of like a metal influence.
Yeah, I definitely, a lot of new metal and metal. And then hip hop as well. Like some of my earlier CDs was like Get Rich or Die Trying or Eminem's Curtain Calls. So
Curtain Call.
Yeah, I was like liking all that, you know, vibe as well when it came to hip hop.
Yeah. Did you guys like Linkin Park?
I love Linkin Park.
One of my favorites.
I was that kid in school that had a Linkin Park T-shirt for every day of the week.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, I knew.
And then my friend, you know, then one of my other friends was like a Slipknot T-shirt every day, and then my other friend was like a him T-shirt every day.
You guys were them.
Yeah,
you guys were them.
Yeah, we were them. So when I decided what am I gonna do with my life, I realized I really liked the technology aspect of music. So I went to audio engineering. I went to American University in DC.
Okay.
Went through the full program over there. Really appreciative of it, and it was a great program. Learned a lot of cool things. I'm not using those skills as much as I wish I was today.
The general college experience.
I kind of fell out of it, and I'm hoping to find myself back into it. But Blake and I ended up working together 3 years back at a job that was very toxic, and the only way we got through the job was
straight bowling,
you know, going out for lunch, mocking our managers,
Watching anime on
watching
lunch breaks.
anime on lunch breaks.
I found my favorite people through Toxic Job.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and then.
Well, and he's like, yeah, I'm an audio engineer, like, first day type thing. And I was like, oh, like I make music and stuff. And then kind of went from there. And you were using it for a while when you were out in LA before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, I was working out in LA. I was a production manager out in LA.
Oh shit! Like in actual studios and stuff for artists.
For doing live events. And, I was working in studios with artists, but I was mainly interning. I was, working my way through it, hopefully getting into it. And I maybe would have been there right now, but the pandemic happened and
nasty work.
I lost
live music went away for a little bit.
A lot of people lost.
I lost my job, and I was like, okay, well, I know I could get a job back in Virginia, so I had to pack my things up and move back. But I was on a really good trajectory. But I've got a loving girlfriend now here, and like a life that I'm harboring. So
that's good. That's good.
I don't know if I'll make that move back out to LA, but we'll see.
Are you doing any audio engineering here, like as a job, or just?
No, I'd love to. I have like a mental block right now. That's not good, and I need to find some salvation with that. Okay. So in the meantime, I'm really enjoying just kind of piggybacking off of being able to help Blake with his music and what he's doing, and with Travis as well, and any other artists that like to have me around. I'm trying to get these guys some shows. I'm trying to help them with their music. Always critiquing. They know that.
No, never any compliments. Just saying, "Oh, do this better."
New, I'm like, Shayan, I'm gonna like it. I don't know.
Do this better.
But I like pushing things to farther boundaries. I
put the pressure on. You know, that healthy, that kind of yeah.
As a segue, I liked some of the more art creative stuff that you did with the music video we're gonna talk about. So. I like the experimental stuff. I'm experimental in that
I definitely feel that because I feel like I've been doing I've been doing dance videos since 2015, 2016. That's almost 7 years now. But after a while, that just gets really boring and repetitive. And I reach out and I try to do other projects that are nowhere near what I've been doing. I did documentaries for Washington Post. I did work with other studios and stuff. But I'm always trying to push that creativity and just do something different, do something more.
For sure.
How do you guys deal with that? Deal with blocks, deal with trying to be better than the last song, the last performance and stuff like that?
I'm still trying to figure it out. For real. It was where I got my old inspiration was it was just a lot of toxicness, to be honest. It was living toxic, doing toxic, being toxic, and then masking it like I'm trying to do better, but I wasn't. It was fuel. The relationships, some of the people. It was just, now that I'm growing and all that got very tiring. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But real life is just none of that was taking me anywhere. So now I'm trying to figure out what inspiration looks like in trying to be healthier lifestyle.
That's good.
So
That's
I'm
really good.
picking pockets from the past of situations, but trying to understand how to reinvent what I'm going through now, because it's not as bad anymore. It's pretty good for life.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, so it's interesting. But I'm trying to figure out new fuel.
Yeah. How about you, Blake?
For me, it's really collaboration. Whenever I feel like I'm in a rut or I'm doing the same thing, like you said, caught up in the same kind of vibe, same kind of projects, I'm let me work with someone else. If that's a different producer, if that's a different artist, if that's, someone like Shayan or a friend that just has some kind of creative input or can maybe hear something in a different way, that helps me. The stuff that me and Travis make is way different than what I would make by myself, So yeah, collaboration and just having that tight circle of people that are supportive, not yes men, but want to when you in some way or keep that motivation going. I feel I've at this point I've motivated enough people and pushed enough people to where when I'm feeling down or I fall out of it, I get checked by all these people. Sean's when are we doing a show? Finish your EPK. What are you doing with your life? Or Travis yo, come through, let's cook up, let's make something. So once you build up, that collaboration, that circle of, people you trust and you enjoy working with and have a good energy with, it's they'll, it feeds back, it's reciprocating. So
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going.
Wow. Yeah, that's really good. A good community can do wonders for you guys.
Absolutely.
For anyone. Yeah, definitely. So let's talk about your label, or like OTDLife. How did that get started? What is it? What's OTD exactly?
So OTDLife is just a random idea, like a mantra I had a few years ago. OTD standing for off the dome. Kind of going back to how I was speaking on, like, freestyling is what dragged me further into making music and expressing myself this way, like really going down this path. So it started out as really just me, like trying to like make things bigger than it was, really just me, like my best friend Darian, who's been producing my stuff since the beginning. And then it's kind of slowly grown. It's just kind of like a loose collective of, just artists, mostly in the VA area, but, spread out a little bit. Artists, producers, creatives, just, trying to make the coolest projects we can, whether it's music, videos, live events. So it's like a loose label / music group collective. And we've been building steam, started in like 2018.
Nice.
And yeah, we've done like a bunch of live events by now. Most of the discography is like my music, but a lot of collabs with like Tranquility and Geronimo, King Rye, a couple other people, and just always growing from there. So
That's really nice. That's cool. When I first saw like you guys had a like label and you had your email touch, I was like, oh my god, they're so professional. I was like, this is big league. So shit.
Hey, if you have $250 a year for Squarespace, you can do it too. I'm not going to flex too hard.
This is now a Squarespace advert right now.
Yeah.
So you mentioned some other collaborators and other artists in the area. How is the DMV music scene, both for singing and rapping and stuff, and for producing? Yeah.
A lot of when people hear DMV music, they're just talking about DC and like Baltimore, like Maryland. Like there's this long standing, like low key bitterness, saltiness that like Virginia gets kind of left out of that conversation a lot of the time.
I think part of it is just like, if you talk about like big artists, most of the big artists come from like the bottom of Virginia.
Yeah. VAB,
Chris Brown, T-Pain,
Norfolk,
Pharrell,
Suffolk, Rappahannock, Hampton.
Richmond, like
Yeah. So like, and then they wouldn't consider themselves part of like the DMV.
Yeah,
But
the
they
V and
they
DMV is like
consider them-
Northern Virginia.
Yeah, for sure.
They like to perform in a DMV and they like to rep it though. Still,
Yeah.
Wale will always be here. I've seen that
Yeah,
man
that's
so many times.
Yeah,
for
but
no
Wale's
reason.
DC though.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
Wale's DC.
Yeah.
But Pharrell brings it up to DC.
Yeah, something in the water. That was a
Yeah.
crazy move. That was a crazy move for him.
did you end up going to that or no?
I did not, bro. And I'm still hurt.
I was at the
did.
first one, the
I'm
first ever
still
one. That
hurt,
one was
bro.
wild.
I'm going next year. It's not even.
Some of my
a
friends went to
question.
the one here. It was really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely going because that's like our thing. Finally, I mean, it was like a thing. 90s to 2000, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing something produced from Virginia. Period.
Timbaland, Pharrell.
All of it.
Yeah.
Missy, all of it.
T-Pain,
Like,
yeah.
all of it. Like the best producers, I'd still say, you could argue, are from Virginia right
Yeah,
now.
those names you just mentioned like made the whole 2000s era
on,
of
bro.
music. It's
Come
crazy.
on. It's too many of them. But I would say like around here, like growing up, like when I first started doing anything, it was, I would say Manassas. I would have never gone to Manassas if it weren't for some of the people out there.
Yeah.
Lazy Rios, Dusty Rios, Migos, all of OKO. Those guys were it. Five Senses, Khan, Zane, all them. Who else could I mention? I didn't even know you at the time, but I knew he was freestyling. I knew there was some white boy that I seen that was killing random words, and I was like, that's nuts. That's nuts. But yeah, I was running around with them. It was a scene. My dude Keynote in Harrisonburg. I didn't even know Harrisonburg was a place outside of JMU. But like homie like created like I wouldn't say created, but like he definitely influenced a big part of like music and that culture down over there. Like I've never been to a place where I could not know anybody else, but I could walk up and be like, hey, you know my friend? Oh, I can get in here for free because of that? Oh, I can get a drink. And the was it the DJ just worked on his project? It was
Yeah,
like
he's big.
Yeah.
He's big down there,
It's mad cool. It's mad cool stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of them moved on or just grew out of it. But the seeds were planted for like a person like me, where I don't really see myself stopping. It
It's
was
good to hear.
It was enough. It was enough inspiration. It was enough fuel, and it was too many working parts and too many relationships that were built for me to like find my way out of it yet. And as long as I can keep like I hit you up the other day, and I was like, as long as I can keep feeling feelings like this, like when I told you I had something, I was so excited.
I still haven't heard that, by the way.
I know, I got you, but I felt like a child.
Play it right now. Play it right now.
I felt like a
Sing it.
straight child when I was reading it back to me. I know it's gonna be lit if I could take away my voice, like not sing it. I could just read the lyrics back to myself, and it's still lit. I'm like, yeah, there we go.
That's a sign.
I always consider myself more of a writer than a singer. I could get blown out of the water in most singing categories, but like I could sit down and outright a good amount of people. So, but yeah, I felt like a kid when I wrote that down. I was so excited.
Wow. So like, what are some places to go, like good places to perform in the DMV? I know it was like Crescendo Studios. I've been there before, but what are other places are there for like good for music and artists to really get out there and make their name?
We've actually been, and shout out to Natalie, but like, there's like a collective of people out in DC right now that's like, they're starting like a grassroots. I mean, we had a meeting with her, and she was talking about all the things that she was into before that I had no idea. And she basically was like, the culture kind of got like more clouty than like heartfelt kind of. Is that how she was explaining it? It was becoming more transactional than it was like
More focused on the money.
an actual, like an actual experience of like love and community or whatever. But what they're building now and the structures of her shows, I've never done anything like that. Like where she'll just have jam sessions and everybody will come for food and like everybody can show off their art, even if it's not like music or whatever. Like everybody can show what they make with their hands. They can come together, politic about stuff, and it's just good vibes. They'll literally just let you go off of just a vibe for hours before they even think about bringing somebody
Jam
up for a set.
session.
Yeah. It's love. It's so much love in that room.
What's that spot called? It's like a studio space above a restaurant. It's called the Looking Glass or something.
Glass. Yeah.
I want to say.
Mm-hmm. I think they secured it. I think I seen that she secured a new venue as well. Because
she was talking about Pie Shop doing something there's an open mic at Pie Shop in DC maybe.
Apparently, homie who was doing that previously, basically let her like get full reins after he was like, you're doing here what I was trying to do. And
So she's the like event planner.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's one of the nicest, most accommodating, most like lovely people you can meet.
But to answer your question a little bit more, in Virginia, you've got Jam and Java, which is pretty good. They're in Vienna, and they're part of a bigger conglomerate, which has Union Stage in DC at the Wharf. That's a pretty good venue.
Gorgeous.
Black Cat's a pretty good venue. More of your famous ones, 930 Club.
Okay.
That's a great venue. If we get a show there, I'm psyched.
Trying to get on Jason's level.
Yeah.
I love Richmond too.
Yeah.
Richmond's really cool. Yeah.
Richmond's they all the hipsters and stuff. It's all full of art.
I love the hippies, the little weird hippies out in Richmond. I love
They're
them.
awesome. Yeah.
I love them. They're so. All they want to do is be consumed by it. That's it. I love it. The first time I ever performed my own stuff, like solo, was in Richmond, and to that day, like I still have people that know me for that specifically.
Oh wow.
Love. It was like the biggest boost that I could have ever done. Like was go to Richmond. They were so nice.
Yeah.
But nice. I don't know if you guys know this, but it's like a somewhat well-known fact, but Echo Stage is
amazing.
Has been rated the #1 venue in the world.
I was there for that party.
Really?
For like 3 or 4 times.
I was there for that party.
By DJ Mag. So DJ Mag is like the #1 electronic publication, and they just do a world ranking, and it's like definitely gets rated #1 in US, and then in terms of an international level, it gets rated #1.
So holy shit! I never knew that.
Yeah,
I've been to Echo Stage. It was great. I only thought it was like for the EDM concerts and stuff.
They've got
definitely
they've got hip hop.
more. I saw Kid Cudi there.
I saw
years
Pusha
ago.
T there.
Yeah, they've got hip hop as
Shit.
well. They don't do any rock concerts. I think it's just either EDM,
Hip hop, electronic.
That's all I've ever seen there. I don't know what they actually do, but
But there's a lot of concerts and events in DC for sure, and there's a lot of people going out. It's just I think there's like a lot less like smaller collectives. Like I think a lot of people try to front a little bit and try to put together some sort of shows or some.
I do like stuff. To bring it back to Manassas though. Timeless, like what, like my dude Benny
Hard Times?
and Migos. No. Timeless Studios in Manassas.
Okay.
It's like one part they have like a, I would say art. I don't want to say art museum, but it's like an art show,
A gallery or something?
Yeah, gallery.
Yeah.
It's like an art gallery, and then the studio's like right connected to it, and like they have like wild events over there. The dude who owns it was nice enough to give me his number recently, so we definitely want to do stuff over there. But I mean, because it's just art. It's just the whole thing is filled with art. It's a whole bunch of local artists. They've been doing fashion shows. The second I seen them moving, I think they just, what did they do? I don't know if it's a key to the city, but they did they did some ceremony where like the Department of like Commerce or Treasury or whatever came to them specifically and was like, they had like some ceremony about them opening something. I can't remember.
They got the key to Manassas.
It's
the whole town.
It's something crazy like that. Bro. It's something crazy like that. But it's just wild because like these were people who were like running in the same circles as I was, like, and then this is what it looks like when they didn't quit.
Yeah, that's really
like
now gotta be inspiring.
Yeah, for sure. So now it's like these situations are happening because like before it was like fine, we were running, we were moving, trying to just perform anywhere, and now it's like no, now they're
established spots. That
yeah, because the studio is Timeless, but the spot is Haven Arts, I believe.
Okay.
And that's how they've been running their events, and it's a beautiful thing to look at. Like I said, the only reason I would go to Manassas.
Manassas is on the come up actually. Like
I seen it, bro, and it's blowing me because why they keep giving them everything.
We used to call it the boonies because no one would go there. It was just fields. It was just terrible. But now they're putting all the money in there and shit, making all the studios, making all the nice houses.
From what I understood during the pandemic, though, and I'm not sure. I don't even fact check. I don't even care. From what I thought I seen, Manassas was like one of the spots where they had been building this disaster fund. They've been hauling money away like for a minute. And so when something did actually happen, they were straight. They were like, everybody like be safe, stay home, and we have like the ability to take care of the town because we just been putting funding away for this for a minute. So it makes sense that what they're doing, like how they're expanding is working out that way. At least from that sense in my head.
Did not see that coming.
I think they hated their nickname. I don't know.
Manasty?
There's a Manasty and there's a Manasshole.
I never heard that one. I've always heard Manasty.
I've only heard
Well, and all of like the big lottery winners from VA are like randomly from Manassas.
Yeah,
like if you just Google like Virginia like lottery winner, it's like
that's disgusting.
Bought like the winning ticket was sold in like a 7-Eleven in Manassas or like a freaking like random ass corner store in Manassas, like the multi-million ones. I'm like, damn, that's to come up.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
I gotta go. Manassas is right there. I should go there and go to 7-Eleven, get a lottery ticket real quick.
Yeah.
Cheapest car washes, cheapest haircuts.
Yeah, Checkers.
Some of the best
cheapest
food, low key, like good, like Salvadorian food, like tacos.
Bro, the
like,
Black Sheep spot over there. Have you gone
There's
to
a
like
Black
that?
Sheep here?
Yeah, it's fire. I didn't even know anything about that.
What is a Black Sheep spot?
It's like a brunch spot.
Yeah, I went to one in Richmond. They're like famous for like really large subs or
cranking,
something.
Bro.
Like
the food was cranking.
10 feet or some shit. Yeah, but
it was so good.
Going back to like, I know you mentioned Echo Stage and the different concerts they have, the different genres. How would you guys describe your music genre wise?
God.
trash.
It's
I don't
trash
know.
pop.
Don't say that.
I've always tried to condense it, but like I think what people would say would be R&B, but like I think it's just because I'm a black person singing it. I feel like if it was anybody, it would just be like, I don't know, like alternative something. But
how would you describe yourself then?
Good.
Good. All you need to know is it's good.
Yeah, I like good music. I can do anything as long as I like it. If it sounds good, if it moves people, if it moves me, then I'll do anything. I just did, like the rock jump with you. Where is something I would have never.
Yeah, I made him into a rock singer.
I would have never picked Where for myself, but it felt good. It felt good, and I liked writing that.
It was a really good project.
I knew you would crush it. Like I heard you on it, like in that first like Where the title track. I was like, this needs a grand hook. I know who can hit this. Like,
Where?
so
Yeah, and I appreciate you because for a minute I was like stuck. I wasn't doing anything, and it was like me and my dude Monk, and we were still working, but like we were just making things, not doing anything with them. So I appreciate you for bringing me out of that funk.
I just wanted to hear you sing some stuff. So I made some beats. I was like, here, sing on this. I want to listen to it myself. Like, yo.
And Blake, how do you describe your music?
Mostly hip hop, with more and more like live instrumentation creeping in. I've been trying to reconcile, like I was saying, like the guitar background, like the heavier, like rock, like metal kind of stuff with hip hop and just weird stuff. Like I love, like, came up on like Kid Cudi, like Mac Miller, R.I.P., like Old Wiz, like all that kind of like mixtape era hip hop, which really influenced my own foray into hip hop. Plus just like the love of like, you know, the heavy music and stuff. So
I mean,
a lot of my,
foray.
Using all the big SAT words. Get out of here.
Yeah. So a lot of my stuff you'll hear, you know, guitars, like live drums, live bass mixed in with like weird synthesizers or weird sounds. Like my approach to making beats is like just find a sound that's distinctive and grabs you and it's just weird that like you can hear on a loop for 3 minutes and like not get tired of it. Like, and sometimes I'll play something I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And as I'm like trying to add more layers and I've heard it loop like 20 times, I'm like, nah, that ain't it. Like that's annoying. Like, nah, I can't. But when I find the one, I'm like, oh, like I've been listening to this for like a half hour on loop, like trying to think of other things and I'm not tired of it. Like I just run with it and it could be anything.
Diggs.
So yeah, just putting weird sounds together and just rapping how I feel at the time on it. A lot of introspective stuff. Sometimes more topical, but yeah, I'd say kind of cerebral, weird hip hop with some rock influences, I guess.
Cerebral hip hop.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just imagining for like Professor X for like rapping along.
Bro, I didn't say anything in my description. That was gorgeous.
You did do an EDM song this year.
Oh shit.
I do have a handful out there and a handful more working on.
So it sounds like you guys aren't afraid to like experiment and go in wherever you want. Just if you like the music, you'll do it. If you like
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I'd do whatever. If I had my chops, like if I knew how to do it right now, and I started, I'd say August of last year, I started like trying to make my own, and I got a lot of cool stuff out of it that I like. But if I could do what I wanted to do, like everything right now, it'd probably be like some neo soul, like EDM, like trance, weird shit like that.
I dig that.
Oh, bro.
You need to get there because I want to hear whatever that shit sounds like.
It would just be straight driving music. That is exactly what I want to be able to get
GTA
out.
music the whole way.
Oh, bro, you'd be chilling. You'd be in your car.
just road trip music.
Yeah, bro. You'd be in your car just zooming. That's what I want to do.
How'd I get home? Was I in the car? Damn. This
It's supposed to be a 30-minute drive.
Yeah,
It's like 10
I wanted
minutes.
to feel like that. Yeah. I want traffic to be easier when you listen to me.
That's nice. Cool. All right, let's get into the meat of things. Let's talk about you got your latest single, "Move On."
Oh, turn up.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that was even coming.
The real reason we're here, guys.
Yeah.
So tell me about this track. How'd it come about?
Did you had the music first, right?
Yeah,
Where
that
were we
was
doing
that was at your old spot.
Okay.
And we were just doing one of our random cook-ups. Like I'd bring my laptop, I'd bring,
Was it in the basement or the living room?
The living room.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would just bring my laptop. He had some monitor speakers already there, and I would bring like a mic and a mic stand, and we would just make some beats, lay down some vocals, like crank out 2, 3, 4 random little ideas, for like 30 seconds. And I just played those opening keys. I don't remember if I had my MIDI keyboard at the time. I might have just been doing musical typing, like on Logic Pro, where you can use the keyboard to just play MIDI. And I just do 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 do, and I was like, this sounds so like sad and sweet. Like I don't know, I'm rolling with this. I don't have any piano chops, but I came up with something like, let me just run with this. And he's like, oh yeah, that's gorgeous. I like that. Yeah. And then I don't know how it came, this almost like Afro beats, kind of like drum groove on it. And that was pretty much the basis of it, just like the keys and the drums and like some little like background synths. And do Did you come up with something on it that day?
I'm trying to remember.
This is the part I don't remember.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
like, because sometimes like he'll just be listening to the beat, I'm cooking up whatever, it's looping for like 30 minutes. He's like, yo, I got something. And like he just fires, comes out. He just lays down some crazy idea. I don't think you had anything that day.
I don't feel like I did. I was probably like spinning. Yeah, I think
we sat on that one for.
I think I was in my room with that. And I think it was. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know how.
Do tell.
So I'm not really a relationship person. And shout out to my lovely girlfriend right now. But I'm not.
She'd love to hear this.
I'm not normally a relationship person, right? And during the pandemic, I was like locked in the house with all my friends. We were like, this is going to be our season, right? We all moved in together. It was lit, right? And we were like, it is about to be bachelor season, right? Immediately. 2 of my boys immediately got cuffed up. And then I'm sitting there with my homie, and we're going, what is it? We're throwing these like responsible ass parties at our house, like no more than 10 people type shit. And during that time, I was just like looking at them, and I was like, that would feel real good right now. Because it was one thing, I was going out all the time.
Right.
Before then, like constantly. So it was like a lonely factor. It was there, but it wasn't anything that like I needed to fill. If I was lonely, I could just go find some random, and that would be what it was. That would last however long it would last, and then the fun would be over, and then but this time it was like, no, I'm in the house. Like, I have nothing to do but look at myself, which has been something I've been trying to avoid for a long time at this point.
Oh, that's deep.
And then,
Deep.
and then I was in this weird transitional thing where I was trying to like reconcile with what was going on in the world, what was going on in my mind, and then like, and I'm sorry, this is a long explanation. I promise you I'll get to it. But
we're not there yet. Shit.
basically, I was trying to be a relationship person to like watching all this stuff go around me. I was like, that would be lovely right now. And I was trying to do that, and it was not working. And it was like trying to force myself to be in that mode, I realized was awful for me. And it was like the people that I did meet during that situation, it was like, I felt like it was real intense really quickly. And then that wasn't good for me because I was trying to make things happen, which normally I could just chill out and let it be. But it wasn't working. It was like all the worst relationship stuff, I just didn't learn from it. And it all happened within that like 1 or 2 year span.
Yeah. And all during COVID pandemic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then when like the world started to open up, and I had I was so hit one time, and I blacked out and said the most awful thing to an ex and a person that I really love. And then I got that out, and then that came at a time where he brought that to me. And then when I was in my room, all the relationships from that time had failed. And I was like, I'm just not looking for it anymore. And then that was when I was like, what would it look like? What would it look like me continuing this? Me lonely at a bar, the last one there, with a drink in my hand, just like some loser. And I was like, nah. And then that was when I was like telling myself to move on. The whole thing, like for me, started with like, no. It was like me talking to myself like, nah, you're not going to be that person. You're not going to do that anymore.
All right.
I've never heard this explanation, and I just got chills.
That got so much deeper than I thought it would be.
I was along for the ride. I was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "All right."
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. I'm so sorry. That
And then I was like, "Okay,
it's
it's
super
really,
long-winded.
It's really good. It's really good."
No,
Yeah,
like thank you for bearing your soul.
Oh yeah,
We're
for
now
sure.
so much closer now.
And mine's a lot easier. I mean, I just made the beat, and that somehow
Blake was just
yeah, that somehow triggered this. This came at the perfect time where he's going through that, and that's when the best music is made. Honestly, like when you hear that piece of music, whether you're making it yourself, your buddy's making it, you find it on fucking YouTube, whatever. Like that sound that can bring that out of your soul, like based on where you're at, where your head is at, and how you respond to it.
Oh,
like,
I needed it.
You have to run with it, and yeah, it's so like cathartic. It's like you need that. So. I had the easy part after that. Like he sent me that. Well, I don't know. I guess we probably recorded the initial vocals at one point, like back at your place. We did. It was re-recorded like 4 different times.
Yeah.
But I think initially, I just came back over and you're like, yo, I got something for this. And you laid that down.
And then we went over, I feel like what really gave it life though was when you switched the organ to the live one at homie's house. And I think that's
the song has gone through so many phases.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when I heard him lay that shit down, I was like, yo, like, this is the one. Like, this is wild. And then my job became pretty easy because I basically just had the feature on my own song. I was like, oh, the concept is there, the topic was there, and I just tapped into, like, my own experience with an ex. Like, everyone watching this, everyone who knows me, I know who it is. I'm sure I'm going to get some kind of text message. I don't know. Like, I'm not. But, yeah, I just spoke on my own experience, and it just came so, like, organically, and it was also just a great, vibe to, like, get that out. And I think it's, like, a relatable song a lot of people can tap into. And
what I loved about it is that you said everything else that I couldn't, like, that because of the way that the song is structured, I just couldn't say that much. And you just, like, encapsulated it perfectly.
I really like how you kept with the song's theme and stuff. Your lyrics were still about moving on and
he didn't Lil Wayne it.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like some of the rappers of the day will come in and just do some other random shit, nothing according to the theme of the song or lyrics or whatever. But then I appreciate that you kept it 100 with the song and everything. But so what inspired you guys to make a music video for this song compared to like other singles you put out or other projects you've worked on?
I think the imagery was just there, like from the lyrics, like what Travis was describing, like that lonely situation at the bar, like drinking away your troubles. I was like, oh, I mean, the reason I haven't done like a real music video is because like I haven't had a concept. Like a lot of my songs are not super situational, conceptual. They're just kind of like saying like cool stuff or whatever's top of mind and just like making it sound cool, going with the vibe. So like this was just like the picture was kind of halfway painted already and was like, plus I love the song and plus I think it had a wide appeal. So it's like, why not?
I'm gonna come clean. You hyped me for it.
Yeah.
It's like I liked it. But the way you were gassing it, I was like, yo. I think it was like a mix of your reaction and then like everybody else that like I like things that are like you don't have to argue with it being good. Like it's just objectively a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, when Blake sent me a demo and I had it on my big system, and Olivia was listening to it like passively, and she's like, "Oh, that's really good." I was like, "Oh, then it's got to be good."
Yeah.
In the background, she's like, "Oh, that's really good. What's going on?" So
yeah, like when we were shooting the video at Lulu's, my friend was there. He was one of the extras, and he was he's a big music head and everything. And he was listening, and we kept playing the song obviously over and over again. He's usually in my dance videos, and that requires listening to the song over and over again. We all hate the song by the end of the shoot. But I think he told you guys, he was like, yo, this song is fire.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
he was gassing me.
Yeah, he was like, I would normally be tired of this song. I wasn't expecting to hate the song, but this shit is nice.
Yeah.
The fact that we can still enjoy the song after how many fucking iterations like have existed. I mean, it probably initially started in like 2021-ish, like sometime like and yeah, I mean, from me starting the original beat, he wrote his lyrics, recorded them. I took a little bit of time, wrote my verse, recorded it, added more instrumentation, like went to Tom's, shout out Tom Bernath in Fairfax, recorded a lot of stuff
I've
with
never
him.
heard anybody talk about music like that.
Oh yeah, he's super like knowledgeable guy.
He's like a scientist. I've never seen.
He's like a mad scientist of producing music. Like he's like old school, loves like 60s, 70s stuff. He has all this vintage gear and like he always
He's
is
a real
down
music
to
head.
like record us, like help bring our ideas to fruition. So we added some stuff at his place. The keys that you hear like in the intro and throughout the song, it was originally just like a plug-in like Logic, what's called a Wurlitzer, like a kind of vintage electric piano, and he has a real one. And he's like, "Do you want to record on the real one?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to record it on the real one." So that's why it just sounds so like warm and like nice.
Right, even bringing it upstairs felt like good.
Oh yeah, we had to carry it across the house. Yeah.
If I know Wurlitzer correctly, there's like an actual speaker inside of, or like
that's a Leslie, which he also has some of those.
Oh, inside of the cabinet, that's like
that has the thing spinning around to make it sound. No, I know what you're talking about, but
that's
he has
not
those
the
too.
Wurlitzer. Okay.
No. But yeah, and the thing with that is it's not MIDI. It's like you connect it and it's recording just audio, same way like our vocals are recording just onto a waveform. So it's like I can't fuck up when I'm playing this. Like, and it's such a simple part, but like I have no chops on keys. Like I'm all self-taught and stuff. So like played it a couple times. It got it, you know.
It was lit.
That was a really cool session. We ended up re-recording the vocals at that point in time.
And he brought up the shakers too.
Yeah, we got recorded some shaker on that. Couple other like things here and there. Organ. I was jamming out on the organ. There's like live organ. It's pretty quiet, but you can hear organ at different parts throughout the song.
Yeah, watching it taught me, and I don't know anything about music. It is completely instincts, for real. Even though, even now at my fingertips, like I can like manipulate sounds. I don't know anything about music. I have no music theory. I can't read music. It's all things that I need to, but to be honest, I don't know anything about music. Yeah. But watching it happen was like,
yeah,
I was like, oh snap.
Dude, music is so hard. Like I play guitar too. You can see my guitar's in the background, but I took it up in high school. I learned to read music. I forgot by now, but I read it at one point. But fucking music theory, that shit's hard. I don't know if you guys know it, but
I've studied it. It's not easy.
It is so hard.
It's a left brain, right brain sort of thing for some people.
It's
as well.
Magic situation.
I think it's magic. Like I did engineering in college. I still don't get this shit.
They're like, no, that can't work because of. I'll be like, oh word. I just thought it sounded bad.
Me from piano lessons is the lines, you know, the staff, like the lines, every good boy deserves fudge. So eat, you know, and then the spaces spell face, F-A-C-E. So, but it would take me like staring at something for 5 minutes to like decode it out, like saying that back for every single note. And like, I remember like playing piano like back in the day and like I would be playing and I would play a note and it'd be wrong. My teacher would be like, the note is going up. Why are you going down? Like, what is wrong with you? I was like, oh, no.
I'm just a child.
So now I just do everything by ear and like whatever, it works out, you know. But yeah, just to say, so we worked on that shit with Tom. And then the final iteration came from working at Felix's.
Goodness.
So a lot happened. So I met this incredible, amazing, like multi-Grammy winning bassist. Shout out Isaac Riston. That's the homie. He's played on a couple of my tracks by now. And he laid down a bass line of it. Love the song. I mean, R&B is like his bag. So like he was like, oh, so about it. So he laid down a crazy bass line. My buddy Felix runs a studio out in Maryland that we've been doing some work at, especially like good live drum setup, guitars, vocals, all that. So we went there. And, well, he had one of his friends redo the drum programming because that's not my strong suit. I laid, like, the foundation of it, redid that. So by that point, we have the track, like, with most of the instrumentation there. We were going to recut the vocals, just get them, like, really nice. And also I've been hearing, like, a female vocal on it. I was like, just some, like, female, like, harmonizing, like, backing vocals would just give it that sweet, you know, like, little sound to it. And Felix was like, yeah, I know the perfect girl for that.
Smoked it.
Cecilia, yeah, she came through. She's like a wizard with harmony. She helped Travis write some additional harmony parts that he could sing.
Holy shit. I didn't realize there were so many parts to this. Like, goddamn.
I told her I didn't know anything about music. She was like, I don't either. This is by ear too. I was like,
we all just feeling it.
I was like, this is by ear. The way she breaks it down makes it seem like she has been studying this for years. And she has, apparently. Yeah. But it's just not like scholastically, but like magic.
Yeah, so
I was in awe the entire time.
So we brought her in. She helped him write some harmonies. She laid down some vocals, and we were like, "Yeah, that's fire!" Like, just that was a super awesome session. Yeah,
they broke down like a session of mine in parts that I didn't even know. I've been recording for years. I've never seen anybody break down parts like that. Gorgeous.
Yeah, because some of the harmonies she was laying out were kind of tricky. Like, it took a couple of times. Like. Travis, sing this one part. It's like, It's like, It's like, no, like, bend it like this, do this. It's like, but we got it. Like, and just finesse that shit. And, so, I mean, probably, like, honestly, like, 10 or so people have, like, touched the track. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You got your saxophones, too. Yeah, Devin,
that came late in the game, but, like, he smoked that shit, too. Fire. Like, he writes such awesome parts. Like, he has such a good ear for stuff.
Oh, bro. When I heard that one, I felt like every step of this just elevated it even more. Right. And I was like, okay.
Every time you thought you were done, he was like, oh my God, this got so much better.
I didn't realize that it was trash before.
Yeah. I mean, that's
a good problem to have, you know?
There are cases where there is something to be said that, you know, like beats and songs that come together just super quickly and like you just finish it there and then like are great, but like and you don't want to overcomplicate things or overthink things. But in this, I just thought of it as like, this is so awesome. Like, what can I do to make it like grander and grander that would complement it and not be, you know, like something whack? Like, I did, if I had my way, I was going to bring in an orchestra and have some strings on
Oh my
shit too.
God.
But Felix was like, man, I don't know if you need, like, he's like, it's going to be expensive, man. Like, I know a guy that can play some electronic ones that sound real and are really good. But if you want to bring in something real, like, you're talking like thousands of dollars. I was like, I kind of want to do it.
Oh my
God. But I was like, nah, I was like, it's fire. At the end of the day, like, I'm really happy with how it progressed and how it's turned out. And now hearing it like thousands of times later, I still enjoy it. So
You should have let me know. I could have hit up like a university or something and asked some students, throw some small orchestra stuff on it.
yeah.
That'll be the prize.
Yeah, that'll be another track on the project. Yeah, we will get Travis singing
Move
over
on
some
the remix.
strings. Yeah,
Remastered.
It's just straight instrumental.
Bro, and what you said about that was like, when you were talking about like the people who do it like that quick too. Like, one of my favorite people ever is Ty Dolla $ign. But when homie was talking about like, he was like, if I can't write this song like in the first 15 minutes, he was like, then I move on. I was like, what? I was like, the stuff that I love from this man has been coming from the first 15 minutes of him
Not
listening
even
to this
half
on
an
a
hour,
loop.
he's
I was like,
out.
oh my gosh, this dude is better than I thought. But
I can understand it, like, because he's producing at such a high quality and high rate. He needs to get things out.
yeah, if he doesn't feel it like immediately, he's just like, all right, I'm moving on. That was crazy to me. But this, like the process of this, I don't think anything can beat like I don't know, it was like evolving constantly.
and all the sessions were just awesome. Like from beginning to end. Like I think the way it ended with like the session with Felix was like perfect. Like capped it. I was like, yo, we just set that shit to another level that I didn't even know that it had.
Yeah,
So like that
John
was
went to the moon. It felt amazing.
Yes, sir.
All right, so final comments. What's next for you guys, for OTD, for Tranquility, Blake, and the whole group?
Hopefully doing more shows this year. Talk to Shayan. Yeah, just more music. We are planning to do a whole EP, collab EP between me and Tranquility.
Yeah, this is the start of it.
Yeah, this is just the launch of it.
It's a very good launch.
Yeah. Pretty good video. I know a guy, and put it together.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, the video came together amazing. Like
Smoked it.
yeah, and
I
more.
I don't know anything about videography. Whatever the I don't know if it's like a blue haze over the whole thing. I don't know what that is. All I know is it makes me feel good looking at it.
I think it fit the theme you guys are going for. I hope.
I love that. I love that.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on a monthly basis, we're just, trying to check up on everyone and see, keep pushing each other, see what we're doing, get some shows out. And I think Blake wants to put out an album this year. His debut album.
Yeah, I'm working on a project. I'm working on 3 EPs. The one with me and Tranquility I'm very excited about. Yeah, so just working on a ton of music, like I said, collaborating with different people, getting different sounds and different vibes than I would do just by myself. My solo project is a lot more focused around the band and live, heavier stuff, drums, guitar, so that'll be cool. And yeah, just pushing and trying to make sure everybody and their mother and their extended family listens to Move On and watches the video.
Hell yeah.
So,
For sure.
Hell yeah. I'm waiting for the Blake metal album. That's gonna be cool.
I got some for you. Yeah, I got some for you.
You
Yeah,
should check out the Where EP. I think it'll be your jam.
I'm about to, yeah, for real.
yeah.
All right, dude. Thank you guys for coming so much. This is a really good conversation.
Thanks
Hope
for
you guys
having
enjoyed it.
us.
Of course. Where can everyone check out Move On and everything? All your guys' music.
OTDLife YouTube channel, just OTDLife. I'm Blake G703 on Instagram, Twitter.
Tranquility, TRANK, that's on everything. Out on Spotify, out on Apple, out on everything. It's lit.
It's out on everything. Just search it up.
Yeah, Move On, Tranquility, or if you can't remember the TRANK, Quility, and Move On Blake G. Yeah, it'll come up. So,
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming again. And for you listeners, have a good night.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Hey guys, Rahib here. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button to get a notification whenever there's a new video. If you want to support the channel, check out the merch shop as well as the Buy Me a Coffee page and the Patreon page to get monthly benefits such as exclusive BTS content, unedited podcasts, and early access to all the videos. All the funds help grow the channel and keep it afloat, so any and all help is appreciated. All the links are in the description, and I'll see you guys next time.